I'm Travis Brashear with Lockton, and in previous episodes, we've spent a lot of time talking about our tools and resources for helping our clients in the benefit space and in the broader HR space. We've also introduced you to some of the people behind the scenes that actually do that work. And now today we want to turn our focus to, the Houston office in Lockton, where we are today, where we've been, and where we're headed in terms of talent and resources. And we're honored to have with us today the man that's made all that happen over the last few years, and a great friend and colleague to me, Don Harris.
Hello, glad to be here.
Thanks for being here, making time.
Houston is a big city, right? And Lockton's done some great things in Texas and Houston. And what I was asked to do is to really help continue building Houston. There's a lot of business to go around for all of our competitors. And, in the past, what you and I created at other places, I wanted to continue to build that here. And it really goes back to, something that I started with in my very first job out of college, which was recruiting and hiring the best talent, an employer of choice here in the Houston market. We've got a lot of great services and a lot of great people here. And then just to add to that, the talent to deliver on the growth promises for Houston is really why I'm here. The promises they've made about the investments in talent in Houston have all come true. They've given me the investments that they promised, and as you can see, and the talent that we've hired recently, we have some great people here, and we've always had great people. We've just added to that.
I've talked in these podcasts, a lot about our tools and resources, but talk about the recruiting process. Who are we recruiting, and why are we recruiting that particular person, and what are you looking for when you do that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have to say, we started with leadership. The people who lead the client relationship. Yeah. When we bring on a new client, having that strategic advice was really important. But at the same time, we had to add the structure. And I think that's really where we're doing things that other people in the marketplace, our competitors, are not doing. And it's providing the support, the team, so they don't have to do it alone in those early days. If we've learned anything, it was through COVID, and it was important before, but work-life balance it's 10 times as important to people now
than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So giving people the support up front, so they don't have to do everything themselves. And whether we are doing the right things here today or we've just been lucky, we haven't lost a lot of people. And retaining the talent is a challenge, but we've been pretty lucky. Maybe we're doing some of the right things, but that's helped a ton.
And a lot of it just stems back to sort of the core of who Lockton is, which is, the family-owned business that returns 90 cents on the dollar back to the business, which gives us an advantage. And making sure we have the resources that our clients need. Is that a fair way to?
Oh, absolutely. We're playing a different game, right? We don't have to have these astronomical margins or pay somebody else. We're playing a totally different game, so we can invest in people and processes and technology more than others can.
What are the other attributes or characteristics that are most important to you when you think about adding to the culture that exists here?
People who are accountable. Who are going to, not really look at their division of labor and take on something because it needs to get done.
Right.
And so they'll do it. So accountability, a sense of urgency is important, and then just being self-aware of what's going on around them in a client meeting or outside a client meeting.
The lines blurring between the consulting world and the brokerage world. And you live this literally, I think, in your past. But so most of your career has been at one of the larger firms, working in the Fortune 1000 across HR issues. But give me your take today on what are clients looking for, and how is that sort of getting blurred in today's world?
Yeah, and I've talked about this for years, and I think there is the ability to blur the two delivery models. we can sit here and say there's good in one and there's bad in one and there's good in another and bad in another. And I really think that's important for us. We're hiring people who can give strategic advice. We're hiring folks who know a brokerage delivery model that's more inclusive. We look at the consulting model as being out of scope and nickel and diming. And so we just want the best of both worlds. And I think the talent that we have today to provide that strategic advice.
Where do you see, what's your crystal ball tell us? Where are we 5 years down the road? What's different?
Well, I really, we hear this phrase a lot, employer of choice, and it's an infinite game. It's not something you actually ever get to, but I want to create that in Houston, where when people think about going into this industry, they think of us first.
That 10 years where I worked in that office with those people, was like the best work experience of my life. Even if they've moved on from that point, they'll always look back on it, and we experienced some of that in our past.
Absolutely.
It's powerful thing.
Yeah, we've done it before. We can do it again.
Good. Well, I really appreciate you spending time with us and just giving us an update on where we are. It's, sometimes the work goes unnoticed, but we can definitely feel the market responding to the talent and build and the culture here. And so if you're out there looking for a new opportunity, now you know who to call, Don Harrison. So thanks for spending time with us.
No, thank you.
And as always, we appreciate you listening in. And if you have any questions or ideas around this that you'd like to share, please reach out to us. And we'll see you again. Thank you.